Steve miraculously enters the world of Bikini Bottom through a magical portal. With his curious steps, he begins to explore, and the fish stare at him in amazement. Suddenly, his eyes fall on SpongeBob's pineapple house, and he is astonished. He decides to mine the beautiful, colorful blocks of this house. Steve attacks SpongeBob's house and starts destroying it. SpongeBob suddenly comes out of the house and yells angrily, "What are you doing?" Steve proudly points his sword at SpongeBob and says, "These blocks now belong to me." SpongeBob responds with concern, "But you can't do that." In a moment, Steve strikes SpongeBob with his sword, and he falls to the ground. SpongeBob becomes very angry at this attack, and heads back to his house. He goes inside, grabs his golden sword in anger, and comes out of the house with the sword in hand. He angrily walks towards Steve. Steve feels a bit scared seeing SpongeBob with the sword. He starts to run away. After a few minutes of running, he decides to fight SpongeBob. Steve picks up his sword and turns back towards SpongeBob. SpongeBob's golden sword is very powerful, and with one blow, it breaks Steve's sword. Steve loses his balance and falls to the ground. SpongeBob stands triumphantly on Steve's body and poses victoriously. With a shameful and desperate look, Steve kneels before SpongeBob and says, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have destroyed your house." Then he goes to the portal to return to the world of Minecraft and continue his adventures.